The narrative turns from the unity expressed in the letter to the Gentile believers to a moment of sharp disagreement between two faithful laborers. After some days, Paul the apostle said to Barnabas, "Let us return and visit the brothers in every city where we proclaimed the word of the Lord and see how they are." The desire is rooted in the completed announcement of what God has accomplished in Christ, communities established not by ongoing obligation to the law, but by the finished work already declared among them. Barnabas was determined to take with them John Mark Paul, however, insisted that one who had withdrawn from them in Pamphylia and had not continued in the work should not accompany them. The contention became so sharp that they separated from one another. Barnabas took Mark and sailed away to Cyprus, while Paul chose Silas and departed, being commended by the brothers to the grace of the Lord. This moment reveals that the advance of the message was never grounded in the flawless consistency of its messengers. The proclamation they carried was not dependent upon their agreement in every matter, nor upon their ability to maintain uninterrupted partnership. The grace in which they stood was not fragile, contingent upon harmony, but established by what had already been fulfilled. Their separation did not fracture the reality they proclaimed. Instead, it multiplied the avenues through which that reality spread. The disagreement itself unfolds in the context of a world transitioning from the old covenant order into the clarity of what had been accomplished. The former distinctions, obligations, and expectations that once governed identity were passing away. What remained was the announcement of reconciliation already secured. In such a setting, even conflict among laborers does not undo the finished nature of that reconciliation. The message was never, "Become whole through your unity," but rather, "Wholeness has been accomplished, and this is what is declared." Barnabas, whose name is associated with encouragement, takes Mark, a man previously marked by departure, and continues the work in another direction. Paul, steadfast in his conviction, moves forward with Silas. Two paths emerge, yet both operate under the same commendation: the grace of the Lord. That phrase anchors the entire account. It is not the agreement of men that sustains the mission, but the grace already given. Thus, the narrative stands as a witness that the progress of the gospel is not hindered by human limitation. The message advances because its foundation is not in human strength, but in a completed act that cannot be undone. Even in division, the testimony continues, carried along by those entrusted with declaring what has already been fulfilled.